I think a lot of people have these huge goals that they want out of their life, and they find it very hard to chase them because there's such a big goal, right? They're so vague, they're so massive. It's hard to do that. Like, you can't do it in one day, you can't do it in a 1 week. You don't know when you're going to be able to do that, and it leads you to a point where you are procrastinating. You're not actually making progress towards your goal because you're putting it off. You're like, oh yeah, that's a 10-year goal of mine. Well, you could be working on that 10-year goal today, and you're choosing not to because it seems too big to take on today. It seems too far away to take on today. And a lot of people get trapped. And a lot of people then spend the rest of their lives and then turn around and go, oh, I never did that. I missed my 10-year goal. I never got to go to Italy and do that thing. I never got to be a father, a husband, a wife, a mother, whatever. Whatever that big, vague goal is that you have, how do you work on that every day? That was a question that I had for a majority of my life until I had a mentor in high school, and he taught me a way of breaking it down into what he called building blocks. I want you to imagine buying a house, right? Buying a house is your big goal. It's your big tower with thousands of blocks or whatever. What were those blocks? How did you go buy that house? Well, you probably needed to make some money. What was your job? You probably needed a good credit score. How'd you do that? You probably needed to go get an inspector and contact a real estate agent and a lender and talk to all of them about that stuff. And all of those have their own little building blocks. And all of them together built buying a house. That is what he broke down to me. And he called it the building block method. I call it reverse engineering now. You know, I look at a big goal of mine. I want to be a better man. And you may ask, well, what does that even require? That's a very vague goal. How do you break that down? Well, you just take the attributes of it. What's something I can work on every single day to work towards those attributes? Leadership, right? Having my goals, having emotional stability and emotional intelligence, those are all things I can work on every single day. I can work on learning something, gaining a skill. That makes me a better man in the long run, does it not? Those are all little building blocks. You can take any goal in your life and break it down into small steps that you can work on every single day. And it is a cheat code to life. I promise you, if you've not found your purpose in life, writing down some big goals, breaking them down into the building block method, and waking up and pursuing that every single day is purpose. And one of the benefits to it, especially on those vague ones, right? Oh, I want to be a better person. I want to be a better man, right? Well, then you bump into this situation where you're like, oh, I don't really know how to do that. As much as I want to be a better man, what opportunities do I need to take to get there? That is the question that gets answered through your building blocks. Because if I write down, hey, to be a better man, I need to be a better leader. And then something at work happens and they're like, hey, we need somebody to step up and lead this team and do this project. Well, I'm not sitting there wondering, is that for me? No, I have it written down. Leadership. I need to be pursuing that. So when the opportunity arises, I'm not one of those people sitting there twiddling my thumbs. I don't know if I need this in my life. Is that something that I want? It is. I have it written down. I broke it down into building blocks. That's one of my building blocks. To, take advantage of opportunities and become a leader and become a better man. Boom. That's something I can work on today. And that is awesome. And I cannot tell you how many opportunities have came down the line and I'm looking for them. Because I'm looking around and going, okay, I need to get my credit score up. I need to make a little bit of extra money because I know what my goals are, So if I'm like, oh, I need a few $100 extra and somebody calls me, hey, you want to pick up the weekend shift? Absolutely. Because I know what my goals are. I have purpose. I have something to work towards and it feels good. And so many people are missing out on this because we're taught to put out these huge goals, right? These lifetime achievements, these lifetime goals, that's what we're all pursuing. But a lot of people are just walking around blind. They have no idea how to get there. Their parents didn't get there. Their grandparents didn't get there. Their brother, their sister, none of them reached those goals. Magically, you're going to? Without a path to walk on, you're going to get there somehow. No, that's not how it works. You have to break it down. You have to reverse engineer everything. And you can do this for everything, even little things. Oh, I want to do my dishes today. How do I go about that? How do I break that down? Well, I need to allocate some time to it. I need to go in there. Maybe I'll turn on a TV or something. That way I'm not bored while I do them. I want to go buy an Xbox. Well, I need to make this amount of money. I also need a TV for this. Everything that you have in your life can be broken down into bite-sized pieces. And that's how you go about conquering these big goals. That's how you go about keeping your motivation and your purpose when chasing large goals that you're not going to get to this month. You're not going to get to them this year. These big, vague goals that you have for your life. Right, I want to be a father and a husband. I want to be a wife and a mother. I want to be a better person. I want to do X, Y, and Z. I want to become a doctor. Whatever it is. You know, if you want to retire early or whatever, you can break all of these down and work on them today. And it feels great. Do you know how awesome it is to wake up and be excited for work because you're one step closer? You're like, I'm conquering this, this, and this today. Yes, they're bite-sized pieces of this huge buffet that I'm looking at, but I'm conquering them. I'm taking bites. I am not just walking around with my mouth closed, wondering what I'm supposed to do with my life. I'm doing something. That feels good. And most people today are missing that completely. They are missing it completely. I cannot tell you how many people I bump into that have no purpose. They have no goals. They have no idea how to make a goal. They have no idea how to reach it if they did make it. They are walking around blind and they wonder why they are depressed. They wonder why they feel like there's no purpose in their life. They don't know what they're going to do. It's because they don't have the goals and they haven't broken them down to work on them every single day. I want to buy 10 houses. I can't do that today. I can't do that tomorrow. I can't do that in the next 5 years. Well, maybe if I really worked at it. But what I'm getting at is that you can't do these projects today. And for a lot of people, that is disheartening. They look at that and say, oh man, I really wanted to do that though. Sucks to suck. I guess I'll do something else. Instead of being like, okay, what's something I can do today with that? How do I get there? And how can I break this down into bite-sized pieces that I can take on, once a day, once a week, once a year, whatever. That's what my plan is. I want to buy 10 houses. I plan on doing one a year at a minimum. I can do that. I know I can do that. Well, how do I do that every single year? Well, I got to save up X amount of money. I have to keep my debt to income at this amount of money. Okay, I can do that. I can work on that every single day. Every single day I wake up for work and I'm excited to go to work because I know it's one more day down until I reach my goal. That's all it is. That's all it takes to get a little bit of drive, a little bit of ambition, a little bit of purpose into you. And most people are completely blind to it. Most people don't have it because they don't know how to set goals. And one of the cheat codes of setting goals is writing them down. See them every single day because your mind needs a refresher on, hey, this is what I'm working towards. Because if you don't, you end up with a New Year's resolution, right? I'm going to work out more, but I'm not going to write that down. I'm not going to say, well, okay, every day I'm going to do 30 minutes. I'm not going to take those bite-sized pieces. I'm not going to get my nutrition right. I'm just going to say I'm going to work out more. It's a very vague term. I'm never going to break it down. I'm never actually going to follow through with it. That's what happens when you don't write down your goals. That's what happens when you're not constantly being reminded, this is what I need to be working towards. And this is how I'm going to do it. Because you never went through and reverse engineered it or broke it down, whatever terminology you want to use. But if you did, you could be successful. If you did, you could conquer the goals that you set. If you did, you could get your life in a better situation than what you are right now. You could have the things that you wanted. Is that not enough? Is that not enough to push you to do better? Is it not enough to write down your goals today? Your 10-year, your 5-year, your 1 year, and a daily goal. My daily goals are vague. Very vague. I want to work out a little bit. I want to get a little bit better, and I want to be productive. Those are my 3 daily goals. Every single day, I try to check off all 3 of those and make a little bit of money. Every day, I want to make a little bit of profit because most of my goals are finance related. If that's not enough to push you, if that's not enough for you to get going on a path that you choose, I really don't know what is. Write down your goals. Break them down. Pursue them every single day. I promise you, your life changes so quickly. And so many people are absolutely blind to it.